Pew Pew is David in the chat says Esper mid at this point. It can't be mid range. It has to be controller tempo. Pick one. Very nice 90s MTG official jumper slash sweater slash sweatshirt on the left. Blue to Delta Pass. Audrey, thank you for the resub, 22 months. Audrey with announcement, still here.
Sure. You grew up in the city?
All right, Miracle's getting cracked. Miracle's starting off with a cracked fetch. Pierre, thank you for the resub with Prime, 21 months.
You should get chastised for that.
That is Tamio. Jeff gets it, everybody. None of that taking it all the way out of the sleeve, putting it back in the sleeve crap.
I always felt like I was naked when I was wearing it.
All right, Tamio's hit with the swords. Goodbye, Tamio. Yeah, is control viable, chat? Is control viable, YouTube comments? Does anybody know? What about the frog and the Mika spawn?
Trigger?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, here's a brainstorm for David. David in the chat says, last night confirmed that we need to ban the beans. Yeah, one event data is enough for me.
Good draw card. Land for turn, Shadow Skull tap. I'll pass.
I'll post like some top 8 lists from some like paper event in Belgium or whatever with 200 players, and somebody will be like, yeah, but we had 6 challenges and it was all Reanimator, and it's like 40 players.
And pass it. Draw.
Transforms.
Everybody's always talking over me in this Magic community. Chili has arrived, waiting for one event instead of banning based on vibes. Yeah, exactly.
What new ones are there? Duskmourn Commander.
I'll take 17.
That's a ponder for Jeff, by the way, in case anybody doesn't have all the versions memorized like David. Monka arrived in the chat. Say hello to Monka, everybody.
I'll just pass. Oh, we're doing the initiative.
So now, now there's a Tamio on David's side. Tamio's still a big part of Legacy. This card is on Legacy tables, flipping up and down, drawing lots of cards. There's another Tamio for Jeff, it looks like.
Yeah, if you want which color you want. For the whole match, yeah. Alright, cool. I'll go.
We'll have to pick mana cost this time.
What did Harry say about the Mika spawn ban? Yeah, where's Harry Houdini? We need some an update.
I'll put mine on the side for a minute.
All right, Thoughtseize resolving here for David. Let's take a look. Terminus, Counterspell, ×2, Counterbalance, and another Brainstorm, I believe? The card on top is a little hard for me to see. I think it's Brainstorm, Counterbalance, Double Counterspell, and Terminus.
I'll go 13.
We just reached our sub goal. Thank you, everyone. All right, Counterbalance gets hit by the Thoughtseize. Don't tell Force of Fill that happened. And another Swords takes out Tamio. Tamio attacks. David will make a clue. Very nice clue token. Savior, thank you for the resub with Prime, 33 months. What's up, Savior? Savior had been with us for a while. coming up on that 3-year badge. Will Savior stay with us? I don't know. People come and go, you know.
Damn, you got it. Yeah. Forgot about that part. I was like, yeah.
Proceed to combat. Proceed to combat. 4 damage.
Okay, Tamio does his thing, makes another clue. Ninjutsu. Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. This card's still hot.
Second main, use Kaido 0.
Kaito's 0 ability is used. A Daze was dumped into the graveyard. Jeff's going to fetch here, perhaps looking for Meticulous Archive to surveil. We'll see. The dog says Kaito is a great addition to Legacy. I agree. I think Duskmourn was... I don't really know what it did to other formats, to be completely honest with you. I've been so out of the loop. But for Legacy, Duskmourn was great. Ghost Vacuum, Kaido, Overlord of the Belmark. Oh, wait. There's another card. I forgot. Yeah, it does look like Bloomburrow and Duskmourn are the strongest sets in Standard. I did see some Standard at some event that was streamed recently. And... Oh, or was that Explorer? I don't know. But Bloomburrow cards everywhere. What's the other Duskmourn card I'm forgetting? Someone help me out.
have fun.
Or is there not another one? Oh, well okay, from the Metamorphosis Fanatic was one. That was from the Commander set. I was like, I knew there was more than 3. Teferi the Time Raveler. It's getting dazed. Goes into the trash. Oculus saw some play, yeah.
Proceed to combat. Attack to 3. Sorry.
I mean, for a standard set these days to have like more than 2 cards affect Legacy is a pretty big impact.
Kaido 0.
Prismatic Ending was dumped into the graveyard. Kaido is surveilling. Tamio, gonna try that again. It was returned to hand by Ninjutsu earlier. Alright, after the card drawn with the clue, Tamio will flip. That was the 3rd card drawn. Tamio will plus to 4 loyalty. Valgavoth is another one. That's true. Yeah, Duskmourn for Legacy specifically. Great.
I'm going to decline.
I'm going to attack.
Okay, looks like we're going to get a ninja emblem here. Ninjas get +1/+1. And then Kaido's going to swing with a pump. 4 damage gets through. Jeff drops to 7.
That's all.
Human here.
Yeah.
Another Thoughtseize. Counterspell on that. It's countered.
Ponder.
It's awesome.
Okay, there's a Ponder. Hype train complete. Thank you, everybody.
Beast. One on beast, one on green.
Yes, card. I got it right here.
Okay. Can do it this time.
I got you.
Jeff likes to get funky with his decks. I like Jeff's style a lot.
I'll buy back Thoughtseize.
Tears so much. I actually have the bigger board, but I left it in my apartment.
Good.
Yep. Untap draw.
Thought seizing again. Bought it back with Tamio.
I'm gonna
All right, there's the other counterspell we knew about. Thought Seize has been countered twice by counterspells. Wasteland, go after the archive, okay.
and I'll get the initiative. True for the initiative, I'll search for the I'll just pass. That's all right.
Yep.
Kaido at 5 loyalty, 1 clue. Tamio at 1 loyalty, 1 ninja emblem. Kaido emblem for David. Tamio ticks up to 3. No real plays from Jeff. Besides countering a few things for the past 2 turns. I guess there was an attempt at a Teferi 2 turns ago. Kaido got through. Jeff drops to 3.
For the ward. I'm gonna dead the efforts to initiative.
Okay. Kaido, 0 ability being used now. Jeff thought about responding to that. Dumps a swords and an island. I saw dazes. I felt tempo. This feels like Esper tempo to me.
Oh yeah, I can't second kill. Okay, yeah. You're
Oh crap! New card alert. I don't know this one.
It's combat.
Well, it got dazed. But what card was that?
I'll just pass.
That's really kind.
20. Get the initiative. Yep.
Yeah, that was a Tarkir card. Marang River Regent? Was that the one?
Yeah, I kept an aggro hand that time with no disruption.
It is confirmed in the chat. When it enters, return up to 2 other target non-land permanents to owner's hands.
Major tournament after COVID, right? Well, quote unquote after COVID.
Wait. Is that text wrong? Oh, the bots are not working for almonds? Okay. So the card we saw just moments ago was Marang River Regent. It's a 6 mana, 6/7 flyer dragon. When this creature enters, bounce 2 target non-land permanents to the owner's hands. And then the Omen spell is a 4 mana instant, draw 3, discard 1. Very interesting.
Yeah. Most of my time. I haven't really left.
Gotcha.
New card got me. I didn't know that one. Counterspell, Entreat the Angels, double Teferi, Island, and Swords to Plowshares.
It takes a fucking hour and 10 minutes to get here.
traffic today, right?
After a Thoughtseize from David, Entreat the Angels. Somebody call Force of Fill. All right, Teferi is taken.
Yeah, it comes when I draft, when I'm free. It's easy.
Yeah, they didn't test the Omens for 1v1.
Wow. We're playing GGD. I got Stealer right now. Jesus Christ.
All right, Basic Island, pass the turn. Land drop pass. That's what the Miracles players be doing. Mystic Sanctuary passed. Tapped and pass.
Answer?
Yeah, sometimes the playlist at the game shop is crazy.
Never alive.
We actually have like some hipster off to the side with like a set of CDJs and a bunch of we have like a proper DJ at Monday Night Legacy. I don't know. I make myself laugh sometimes. The mental picture was too funny. Just some guy off to the side, completely ignored. Man bun and CDJs. Exactly. Just like trying way too hard. Sometimes I make myself laugh. It's kind of sad.
Pass her.
Under?
So just land drops happening. Jeff's going to pass here, it looks like.
For you. Good sign for you.
Orcish Bowmaster, everybody. Have you seen this card yet? This card is crazy. Wow, that's a blinged out orc army right there. Look at that token, everybody. Do you have that?
See the combat? 72.
Okay, the Swords to Plowshares we knew about is getting fired off on the Bowmaster. Thank you for that, Chad. I forgot to update the score. This is game 2. Counterspell again. Trying to protect this Bowmaster. David fired off a force-pitching Brainstorm. It's being targeted by a Swords to Plowshares. Daze? Oh, man.
Go ahead.
This is the problem with Counterspell. Like, I don't know what the modern gameplay looks like in detail these days, but Counterspell and Legacy, look at this stack right now. Jeff would probably rather have, like, something else. All right. Counterspell is countered. Bowmaster stands. All right, another ponder for David. Passing it back to Jeff. Miracle? Nope. I wonder if Triumph of St. Catherine is in this list. It's a card from recent years that I really like in Legacy, kind of exclusive to Legacy. Yeah, Audrey pointing it out. Control is everywhere now. We need something to call them. Yeah, we need some way to stop control. It's just out of control now in Legacy. Some people are saying Control has a 53% win rate.
You whiff up.
Bring back the Mika Spawn. I'm tired of this crap.
See the combat? 72. 15.
Audrey's saying you can play 4 drops again. Wow. Audrey just gifted 10 subs. Thank you, Audrey. Really appreciate that. Where are we now? 271 on the channel for Audrey. Number 2 on our all-time gifter leaderboard. Audrey, of course, a pillar of our community. Thank you, Audrey. Thanks a lot. This Bowmaster's sticking around for a while. Jeff's not going to be firing off as many brainstorms with that thing on the board. Here's the Fairy Time Raveler again. Is this another Daze? Spell Pierce. Force pitching counterspell in response. Probably the best thing counterspell can do right now is be pitched to force, to be honest with you. Force of Will happening on a Spell Pierce. Trying to get this Teferi Time Raveler to resolve. Force back pitching Murktide. Teferi's gone. Bowmaster's still swinging away.
You can't play this.
We're winning.
All right. Can't even cast and treat the angels at the moment.
That's a sorcery, right?
Yes. Oh, you know that.
Yeah, I know it's
Do that.
Yeah, there's an Entreat the Angel stuck in Jeff's hand. The player is joking about it right now. Costs triple white to cast without a miracle. Card is a favorite of some longtime Legacy Control mages, but of questionable power level for the current metagame.
Okay.
regular mana. Anyway,
Okay.
go.
Holy. Thing is a beater.
All right, another swords fired off on this Bowmaster, which is like this Bowmaster. Oh my goodness, swords pitching, force pitching days on the swords. This Bowmaster is sticking around for so much longer than anybody expected. That's another counterspell. This time the Bowmaster is gone. It finally got swords. Goodbye, Bowmaster. The Pilgrim says, finally get to see this stream live. I love this channel. Thank you, The Pilgrim. And then The Pilgrim sub with Prime. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate that.
I'll cast one. Yep.
All right. Kind of a sad Entreat the Angels here. Casting it X is 1. Going to make 1 4/4 Angel for 5 mana.
I think it has to be a white source, right?
Yeah, I gotta get fetch a white.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, Entreat does go to the graveyard. These Miracle decks then can use Mystic Sanctuary, put it back on top of the deck, and then Miracle it. Get more Angels. Nice Angel token, by the way.
Alright, ending.
Okay, Prismatic Ending immediately removes the Angel. Attack with the Orc Army, make another Tameo. Things going well for David, I would say. All right, found a Terminus. Both creatures will go to the bottom of the deck. Now it looks like both players are hellbent playing off the top of the deck. This should get interesting. Ooh, another Tameo. That's pretty good. All right, Polluted Delta could represent a Mystic Sanctuary. That could be problematic for David. That could be pretty huge. That land drop looked a lot worse than it is. Let's see if we're gonna fetch here. Just gonna fetch. Go to 6. What are we looking for? Mystic Sanctuary.
Bounce and I'll draw.
Entreat's gonna go to the top of the deck. We're doing it. It looks like. Drum says, greetings from Italy. First time that I see your live stream. Thank you for being here. Island Delvergo, thank you for the resub. 46 months. Wow.
So I don't get days, I guess. Do for
So it's just
Okay, so Entreat the Angels is now miracled off the top, trying to make 4/4/4 flying white angels. What the hell was that?
sorts one.
Oh, man. All right, well, now there's 3 angels. One of them got swords. Double prismatic ending. Oh, my goodness. Down to 1 angel.
You have no hands, right?
Ponder, yeah, David is hellbent. Just a Tamio in play. Yeah, David's drawing pretty hot right now. To have 3 removal spells right away for the 3 of the 4 angels is kind of insane. All right, that's a counterbalance. Counterbalance was needed like 16 turns ago, but now it's on the board. Okay, now Jeff's playing a Tamio. Things not going too badly for Jeff at the moment.
20 minutes in a round. 20 minutes.
20 minutes in the round, just announced, I heard in the background.
Search for find a thing. And then,
The clue was cracked. Brainstorm now, and we are going to game 3.
It won't be a game for you. I make you play that out.
So now David will be on the play. Jeff managed to get one. Looks like control is viable, Chad. I don't know.
one cool thing happened in that match though was the misfire village or whatever shutting off the chalice. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, the rail really. Yeah, I was talking to him earlier about it. And I was like, you got misfires? He goes, oh, wait, you got misfails?
I didn't know it was legal.
Oh, it was
And he told me it was legal. I was like, yo, I need it. I was like, give it to me now.
Yeah, it's like there's no more like pre-release and release. It's
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah, Pew Pew in the chat pointing out 1 Entreat getting 3 removal is real bad for me. Need cards like Baragoi for Murktide if I had any chance. I guess. Pastina, thank you for the resub. 15 months. Appreciate it. Undercity Sewer dumped a Tundra into the trash. Jeff makes a land drop, passes the turn.
Fury twice.
Against your deck?
Yeah. Forgot about it.
All right, firing off a Thoughtseize is David. Jeff's hand has revealed Polluted Delta, Tundra, Terminus, Swords to Plowshares ×2, and a Force of Will.
Terminus.
So it's Force, Swords, Terminus, Tundra, Polluted Delta. That's the cards we see on the table right now. It's possible we might just see a Swords gets taken. Yeah, that's the choice. I think I like that choice.
I'll fetch.
Looks like End Step Meticulous Archive is going to get found, and now Jeff will surveil. Okay, so they made these lands. They come into play tapped. They're 2 basic land types. And then they have, when this enters, surveil, in this particular case. What would be another cool ability for a land like this to have? When it enters, do what? Fetchable land. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? All right, another Thoughtseize. Might be able to take another look at Jeff's hand here. Thoughtseizes are pretty good in this kind of matchup. Terminus, Polluted Delta, Swords, Counterspell is a new card added to the hand. And the Force of Will we knew about. Jeff chose not to counterspell the Thoughtseize.
Take the swords.
Okay, Swords to Plowshares is taken. So two Thoughtseizes took 2 Swords to Plowshares.
Pass the turn, then on your upkeep.
Bowmaster on upkeep.
How many you got left? 3.
3 cards left. One of them might be Daze, Jeff is aware. We saw Jeff had a counterspell. Alright, saw the exchange that we predicted. Daze on a counterspell. Bowmaster is in. Does its thing. And now it will be a Disruptor of Brainstorms. I want to see that Meringue River Regent again.
It's all good. Just, you're at 18. or at 16, sorry. Sorrel.
Players still getting used to these live counters. We're going to fix that momentarily. One of our staff members is going to come over and fix it at some point. 90s MTG employs like 60 people. Alright, attacking again with the Bowmaster and Orc army. Yeah, it's all a big burden. Yeah. Alright, basic island, pass the turn. You know, the players that play on this channel, they really are good sports about the whole thing. Like, none of them have to play on camera for all of us to watch, but they're all down for it, and they're having a good time with it. So, whenever you can, whether you're in the chat or in the comments, give it a round of applause for the players that play on camera for us every week. I mean, it's... For some of them, and people have expressed to me that at times it's a little hard. They feel self-conscious of their plays at times. I made this mistake, made that mistake. There's a lot of people watching. Round of applause for the players that we see regularly on 90s MTG. Sometimes Chris is in the background directing us to misplay. That never happened. Never happened.
1, 2, 3, 4. 16. Unless I missed. I would 18.
But by playing on camera, they're definitely opening themselves up for criticism of their plays, and even, you know, if you look at like the like kind of the bottom of the standings when it comes to comments criticizing like which, you know, versions of basic lands they choose for their decks or whatever too. I'm just thankful we have a bunch of chill people willing to jam and have fun with it. There is a counterspell in Jeff's graveyard right now. That's the top card of the graveyard. Tameo was just put into play. Not sure what Twitch chat is confused about. Yeah, Tameo Inquisitive Student is the blue creature on David's side. Sorry I didn't announce that. Yeah, we are very particular about tokens, though, here on 90s MTG. Wasteland on the Tundra.
It's removal, like for example, it's removal for the reptile. I don't want to keep your piles.
Aviator says if you're going to have a construct, it has to be a windmill. Yeah, you know, people still keep using the wrong construct token for Urza Saga. And, you know, eventually it's going to come back to bite them.
Force pitch.
Force pitch forced on Tamio. Tamio was on the stack sitting there for a while and ends up getting countered. Not sure why I got exiled, though.
How do we get back down to single?
All right. I don't think Tamio was supposed to get exiled, but it got countered, though. And one of our staffers, one of our staff members fixed the life counter. So everything's working now.
One card in hand currently? It is 7.
Okay, so Swords to Plowshares returned to hand by Mystic Sanctuary here. A little bit of shortcutting happening. Swords to Plowshares retrieved. And we might see it hit Bowmaster. That's exactly what happens next. Force pitching days. Bowmaster's getting protected again.
2. And pass.
Jeff drops to 5. This match has been a battle. Bit of a grind. We've seen Bowmasters do a lot of work in this match. Dave has been protecting these Bowmasters at all costs. Back when I played tempo decks and like Delver a lot in Legacy, pushing, you know, it's so long ago now. But I used to play a lot of Delver in Legacy, and you know, your control opponent, generally speaking, uses a removal spell on your creature. Most of the time, you let that resolve. You counterbalance. You counter. Treat the angels, whatever. You know, like the metagame changes over time, but in the current Legacy, you know, your threat being a Bowmaster, you're throwing everything to keep that thing on the table. Generally speaking, I'm speaking very generally. All right, here's that Meringue River Regent again. I'm going to share the link in the chat. The bot is not working for Tarkir Dragonstorm, unfortunately, yet, but we're trying to cast the Omen. Coil and Catch. Draw 3, discard 1. 4 mana instant.
I just need a land. I had Terminus in my hand. I should cast it.
No, I know. That's why I was like, one card? Like, oh, it's Terminus.
Oh, you know Terminus, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, as I was describing all that, Jeff conceded the match. David gets it. GG's. Meringue River Regent. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but interesting new card from Tarkir, and yeah, a nice match. Well played. Our Discord server is up on your screen. Join our Discord if you're not yet in our Discord. We announced this week in July is the first ever 90s MTG Legacy Open, part of the NYC Invitational Series, a new competitive circuit launching in New York City. Join our Discord. Check out the details. It's also been posted other places on our social media accounts as well. Go check it out. Let's set up another poll for the chat to decide which match we will watch next. Your options will be Chess Guy versus Bant, or Cloud Post versus Breakfast, Cephalid Breakfast, or Esper versus Teamer Beanstalk. 1 minute. Get your vote in. Jerry Dice in the chat hanging out. We also have our merch shop. You can find links for that all over the place. Pick up a 90s MTG t-shirt. We also have a Patreon and a coffee page. Both of them, I can't type. Both of them are similar. You can join for free, or you can buy a membership, unlock a bunch of cool perks on our Discord, and some exclusive videos as well. About 30 seconds left on this poll. Lots of votes coming in for this poll. People feeling pretty strongly about this one. About 15 seconds left. Twitch chat deciding. Close vote. It's Kama contributed 40-50. And Jeskai versus Bant will be up next. Let's do it. Diving in.
Alright, come on. You know me. You know me better than that.
No sewing microphone.
I will pick this.
So write a card that I hate in my hand.
Alright. Go ahead.
Not bad.
All right, we're underway. Audrey on the left with Jeskai. Omar on the right with Bant. Tamio to start the game for Audrey. Both of these players consistently at the top of the standings at our local events. This should be a good one. Swords to Plowshares takes out Tamio.
Cards in my deck anymore. Let's go. One step. I'll play this garbage. Oh shit. What have I done? Oh, combat. Oh, I think the reset button. Yeah. Alright. Sorry about that.
Still getting used to the life counter.
Okay.
Thank you, Audrey, for figuring it out.
Yep. Last turn. Yep.
All right, Hedge Maze is found. Surveilling.
I'm going
All right, Force of Will into the trash.
Alright. Let's go ahead and brainstorm.
It's been over a year now since Call of Manor came out and the Surveil lands were brought upon us. I'm ready to stop complaining about Surveil. I really am. I'm ready. I'm moving on.
Except we take reciprocal damage.
Yep.
All right, now I'll brainstorm for Audrey. Players are brainstorming. Good old brainstorm. The glue that holds Legacy together. It's unbannable. Meaning it can't be banned. Because it's part of our identity now. We are brainstorming.
Play land for turn.
Was that tempo? I think I just felt tempo.
Force fiction.
Yeah, Audrey's in the chat commenting at this point in the game, thinking Omar is on breakfast. We get a little bit of extra info because I tell people what the players are playing when we sit down to watch the match, but the players don't always know what the other player is on. Here's Nadu, the breakfast demon.
4 cards.
Yep, and then you take it.
Winged Wisdom, I mean.
Grab my regular card. Yep.
A lot of talk about Nadu over the last, however long it's been, 9 months or whatever. Swords of Plowshares targeting Nadu now. Nadu's going to trigger, finding a brainstorm. And then it'll be pitched to a force, protecting Nadu here.
Yeah, resolves. And then,
Audrey went right after Nadu. Omar had protection for it.
Fetch 3 times. Fetch. I didn't fetch here, but I fetched these two. And.
I have died.
Oh, I've no, I milled these 4s. So yeah, should be
right now because
All right, players making sure they get the life totals right. Seems like maybe they're still resolving this stack. Maybe Audrey's going to protect this swords.
Let's not forget that.
Good call. Good call.
Alright, let's go. So this is exiled. This
Oh, okay, so Nadu is exiled after all by the Swords to Plowshares. A force of negation protected the swords. So Nadu is gone. Now Omar's Misty Rainforest Cracked will resolve. That was all in response to a fetch. Omar fetched, and Audrey fired off a swords.
and I'll cast one. That's fine.
Now a ponder for Omar.
And then I'll
Stack like this and draw. Go ahead.
Okay, upkeep. Reveal.
That's an Emrakul.
Do you have a 50?
So just, helping everybody get to know the players that play on stream with us regularly. Omar is losing his mind about all the Marvel sets. Bought the Deadpool set and is very ready for the Spider-Man cards coming up. Omar is very excited.
Yeah, results. It's annoying he says. All mine was nothing and just
All right, Teferi's going to draw a card and then pass the turn. Audrey in the chat saying, if I hear Omar talk about Spider-Man one more time. Audrey says, I want a Star Wars set. So do I.
possible play, so it's on
No.
All right, now attempting a Teferi is Omar, but it looks like it's going to be countered on his side. Force pitching Ponder from Audrey. Would have been kind of cool to have two bird Teferis on the table for the first time, I think, on stream. Thanks a lot, Audrey. Bara asking the right question. Do Legacy players know what stun counters are? They have no idea what that is. They have no clue what stun counters are. I guarantee it. Go to the LGS during Legacy Night. Hey, do you know what stun counters are? Is that from Pokemon? They have no clue what's happening.
cards.
3.
What are the oldest sets in Standard? No idea. No clue.
I fetch a Tundra, Mystic Sanctuary, and I'm thinking about that.
Exile and make 9 dudes.
Yeah.
Brainstorm is so. Because I drew this from the fairy and I just.
Yeah.
Sorry, I get to fast.
Exile make 7 dudes.
It do really be like that sometimes. Brainstorm is so cringe.
Yeah, it's not the best when you have one card in your hand.
Mystic Sanctuary. Thinking about what to put on top. Looks like Force of Will is selected. Goes back on top then.
-3 to get back on
Cards,
hold.
supremely easy.
I still
Have a cavern, then I force the other card.
artifact land.
Amnesiacs has finally reached a stream from YouTube. Thanks for the content, Clap. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
3 to 10.
This is the real show, after all. Some people watch this later on YouTube. Like, they're not even watching live. They're watching it later. It's Bristly Bill, everybody.
I'll force your 4th king for attack. Play with 19.
Unfortunate.
All right, Bristly Bill will attack Teferi. Had no landfall to make that a lethal attack on Teferi. And, yeah, Omar's been playing a variety of Nadu decks recently. Tried the Starfish for a little bit. Supreme Verdict. Instant speed. Bristly Bill is gone. Goodbye, Bristly Bill.
Play out a Nomad.
YouTube.
Just play out Endurance.
Okay, playing an Endurance has to do it sorcery speed thanks to Teferi, don't forget. Audrey holding a Force of Will. Thinking about this Endurance, it looks like.
That's fine. Target no one. Go ahead.
Target no one, okay. Leaves the graveyards as they are.
hand because it only had one land in it. Talk to you. That's rough.
Well, we're playing a very strange game right now. So.
Has this been a strange game? I don't know if it's been that strange. Seems pretty normal.
It's a very strange.
What two decks facing off makes for a strange game, chat?
Draw. Also swing both to Teferi.
Teferi getting a big attack. Teferi only have 3 loyalty. Audrey has Dress Down. Okay. Try and draw a card. And Teferi's knocked out.
Second main, I'll play out a halfling. Go ahead. I'm thinking on that. Oh, sure.
Delighted halfling on the chat, on the stack. Chat. And it's gone. Ooh. Stock up. Okay.
Right? Five, big 2. Yeah. Or, and you can put those bottom cards in any order. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I use 1 on top.
Yeah, Cloud Post versus Show and Tell does sound kind of weird.
Unfortunately, not many of them do much.
What decks have the people of the chat in the comments been playing 1 week post ban Troll and Mika Spawn? What are you playing, chat?
Yep.
Olgari Reanimator for Voodoo.
Yep.
Got some Tempo players in the chat. Lord switched over to Omnitel. Grixis Control now and forever for Croc. Alright, Prismatic Ending removes Nomads and Core. If you're not aware of the power of Nomads and Core, combos pretty nicely with Nadu.
Endurance? Oh, no chance. I'll hardcast Forcible on that.
Alright. Omar says no chance on a Lorien revealed. Hardcast Force, it's countered.
3. Go ahead. Yep.
It's another Ponder for Audrey, looking for stuff.
With the fear of God in me. Oh my God, yep.
Alright, and then a stock up. We're cantripping.
50 cards? It's
Jesus Christ. Ferdinand?
I don't think I'm good, so...
It doesn't matter. Drawing cards is on the board.
Omniscience. Got it.
I was about to shuffle, and I was like, I don't need to shuffle.
That's true. Any order.
Yeah, stock up might just be a fixed dig through time.
And step. Oh, attempt to follow. Yep.
Alright, Sword Splashers takes out the brand new Tamiyo before it can do anything. Endurance attacking. Dropping Audrey to 6. Is Endurance going to go all the way? Mystic Sanctuary now for Omar. Puts a Ponder on top. Audrey says stock up is better than dig through time.
1, 2, 3.
There's two things. Okay, so that's Audrey's opinion, and that's all fine. But when we get into these like new cards match the power level of banned cards discussion, people, I feel like, default to, well, then stock up has to be banned. I think I default to, all right, then we're safe to unban dig through time then.
All right.
Just for example. Does anybody else notice that?
That was the third force, right?
Should be.
2, 1 pitch.
Yeah.
No, it's not pitch. Force of nation.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to chain stock ups. You can't really chain dig through times that easily. We'll see. I think Audrey, kind of talking about the power level of stock up. The card is powerful. Its appearances on stream, just a small sample size thing, obviously, but seeing it more and more frequently. I'm playing against it more and more frequently, I think. It's getting more popular.
No, cards. 2 cards.
It's gonna be
2 cards left in Omar's hand. And it kind of shows, either drift a couple of months old at this point, how long it takes Legacy to kind of... Here's another stock up for Audrey. How long it takes for new cards to kind of like find their place in a format like Legacy. It can take a while. It can. When a card is not like super obviously, a powerful card. Kaito and Overlord of the Belmerk, those cards took a while. When it goes to like a Modern Horizon set or something like that, the cards of higher power level tend to get picked up right away. A card like, just a silly example, Force of Negation. I think the next day a lot of people put Force of Negation in their deck. You know what I mean?
Attempt to Zenith for 3.
X is 3 on a Green Sun Zenith. Could be anything. What's the worst green mana value 3 creature?
There's one in exile.
Just the one.
Just the one.
Just the worst, like the most pathetic 3-drop in green ever.
Yeah.
What would that be?
Emergency.
Emergency Brainstorm, says Audrey. This is an emergency. Oh boy. That was a 4th-year Lingus accidentally revealed. One of the win cons for this deck.
He opened one and then traded for one, and then messaged me.
That's gonna be fine.
Yes.
All right, the Green Sun Zenith is going to resolve. Omar finds Nadu, of course.
I will attempt to play a
I
Nomad.
play like 2 of them and 2.
And then a Nomads and Core. We're going to Swords Nadu in response. If Nadu plus Nomads and Core is available. Oh, Force of Will found.
I'll take or gain 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Wasn't able to protect Nadu, I guess. All right. Nadu's defeated this time.
you too.
Oh. Yep.
Yeah, so the Swords was with Nomads and Core on the stack, so we weren't able to activate Nomads yet. Audrey went to remove Nadu with Nomads and Core on the stack. All right, so Audrey now finds a basic mountain. We know about 4th-year Lingus.
Yep. That's good.
We're gonna get 3 dudes.
All right, 3 dudes. Attack with 4. Attack with how many?
Yeah, you know the card. So I'll take 4. I'll go to 21.
Sure.
Yep.
All right, Audrey becomes the Monarch, draws a card. This is not over yet.
She is.
Okay.
Lush Portico is found. We're going to surveil.
Stock up.
Right. I mean, it's satisfying. It's been pretty good.
I'm like, you're not playing Narset? What are you doing with your life?
It's like, hang on. Turns out.
That's stop, right? Oh no, it's the Portico, no?
Yeah, Portico, yeah. Yeah, melt that.
All right, Nomads and Core dumped to the graveyard. Sylvan Safekeeper needed that like 5 turns ago.
How full? Just the one.
Johan asking if Audrey plays Stock Up. Yeah, we've seen Stock Up cast a few times in this game, actually.
I feel the exact same way, honestly.
Plow it before it enters.
Yep. So I'll gain 1.
Okay, before Safekeeper resolves, Nomads and Core is Swords. So Sylvan Safekeeper on the board by itself, not very threatening. Attacking for 4 once again, protecting himself from a crackback to steal the Monarch. Drawing a card on end step from the Monarch. Audrey controlling everything.
Good lord. Flip back these two, I guess. Come to green stones for 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
Force of negation on a green sun zenith for 3. No? Force of will. All right. Omar concedes game 1.
What did you wear on breakfast? Just, I don't know. Like, I like this version of the deck better. Breakfast is probably better, but I saw this, like, one.
Brainstorms, replace them with info.
Definitely.
Player shuffling up here for game 2. Omar will be on the play.
But you're not combo, so I'm not afraid of that.
You set up the top of your graveyard.
Crawfish says Legacy is my favorite format. No one plays in my town, sadly. Town is sad. I'm sorry to hear that, Crawfish, but through social media, hopefully, Discord, Facebook, something. Maybe just try and get a meetup going. 3-4 people is all you really need to start.
And you have this.
There was a while here in New York City. I mean, New York City is a big city. Legacy nights, we had like 6 to 8, 10 on a good night for quite a while. Kind of had to recover from the COVID shutdown. Took some time to build it back up again and have a bunch of people at the event, so don't be discouraged. It's hard to like get people to come to these things.
Guys come out.
Some people think you're just gonna like barge into your a local game store and be like, "Yeah, can you put Legacy on the calendar for Tuesday nights?" And then they're gonna show up and there's gonna be like 60 people there. It's really hard.
I don't know if they're supposed to take.
Shout out to all of our local organizers. They know who they are. The people that have been helping, lending cards, lending decks, reminding everybody, giving people rides, paying for people's Metro cards, whatever.
Rumble, it says. That's
Malevolent Rumble happening.
right.
Yep. Yeah, I also just realized I don't have a dude, but that works. Thank you. 1, 2, 3.
Like anything else, Para in the chat asking advice how to get a scene going. Like anything else, a knitting meetup, a chess club, people that want to take pictures of birds in the park, whatever. Legacy is no different. Community organizing. Use social media. They didn't have that, back when I was a kid. Somebody's just got to put in a little bit of work and get everything going.
Yeah, I got it. Okay,
Remind people to show up. Give away prizes, whatever. It has to be a community thing. It's not just like I said, that the LGS changes the calendar and the job is done. That's not going to work.
That was actually hilarious.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but I think I needed to make a land drop.
And fostering good community too. Hand picking some good people to kind of like lead the charge and get things up and going. People that know how to connect with people.
It's all good.
People that are friendly. People that are, polite, whatever.
I'll fetch him.
Yeah. Make it a thing where people show up for the first time and think, I got to go back to that. That was cool. It's not about the meta, everybody. Sometimes I overhear conversations at the LGS or see them on social media about like, yeah, I could have gone to my local for Legacy, but I didn't want to play Reanimator Mirrors or whatever. So play a brew and go have fun. Go hang out with people. Go socialize. Go make a new friend. That's my advice. It's not about the ban list. It's not about the meta. It's not about the win rates. It's not about any of that. Not for tabletop. You want to click around on your computer, on MTGO, on their... that kind of sad CD-ROM game. That's fine, but for tabletop, it's a community. That comes first. I'll end it there.
Cards. 4.
Good luck in the next one. You too. That was good playing.
Audrey, absolutely right. Why tilt by yourself at home when you can tilt with other people? We're all tilting together.
Pass it, I lose one, enters out of
20 minutes in a round. 20 minutes.
20 minutes left in the round announced. Yeah, small town. I've seen small towns too, like just on social media, that have like, yeah, Tuesday night is vintage. You know, and it's like a town of like 100,000 people. 25 people playing vintage. These things exist. And it's all about community organizing. That is it.
We played on this. Yeah, it was a flip stream.
It's like logistics and a good venue and friendly people and, you know, someone gives out homemade cakes or something. I don't know. There's people doing all kinds of creative stuff to community build. We're deep into this game right now. We've been a little bit distracted by the discussions with the chat. The token on Omar's side is an eldrazi spawn, I believe. Tamio is at 4 loyalty. Dryad Arbor is the other creature on Omar's side.
Draw.
But I last thought on that. I really do see a lot on social media, and I hear it, you know, just existing around Magic players. A lot of the talk about, yeah, you know, Legacy isn't firing around my way because, you know, they didn't ban Grief when they were supposed to, whatever. You people, my opinion, you people are missing the whole point. It's completely going over your head. You're missing the point.
That's awesome. No, you're right.
I suspect there's a brainstorm.
No different than a chess club
Yourself over time.
or a knitting meetup or whatever. Okay, I'm off it.
So I have a proxy that
Land for turn. Yep.
because we're sharing one. So I don't care.
I will then play out a hierarch. Or not hierarch, Nomad.
No Man's in Core comes back in. Drummer, thank you for the reset with Prime. 29 months. Appreciate that. What's up, Drummer?
That I have one of my sideboard. And I will
Drummer's been hanging out with us for a while. Prismatic Ending hits that dangerous No Man's in Core. Tamio now at 6 loyalty. Creeping up there. It's a little hard for Dryad Arbor to attack that thing.
Let's try this again.
I don't think the match was terrible.
Trying Nadu again. Force of Will. Pitching stock up. Nadu is countered. Omar can't get a threat on the board. Tamio's about to reach 8 loyalty now. And Omar might be on the verge of losing this match.
Yep.
And I promise you Omar is well aware of it. Needed that Nadu to resolve. Really bad.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
That Nadu was like the last effort, basically, I think. Tamio now at 8 loyalty.
Okay. I want to. Every time I'm looking into Bruce Cortana, I want to know your opinions.
Tamio, the Inquisitive Scholar at 8 loyalty, is one of the scariest things you'll see in the current Legacy. There's Bristly Bill. All right, Bristly Bill might be good here. Maybe. Can it pump this Dryad Arbor?
3 counters. 2. 3 cards.
Archer's going to fetch in response. Force of Will. All right, Bristly Bill thrown into the trash. Control, everybody. It's viable.
Hierarch. Sure.
Noble Hierarch, not too bad, though, but it's only going to be able to deal 1 damage to Tamio.
But she's still gonna.
At least Tamio will go to the graveyard if it ultimates. All right, but Omar's going to scoop it up. Omar knows what's up. An ultimate from Tamio is really hard to beat. GG's. Well played. Well played. Wow. Yeah, a fetch land from Omar there would have stopped the ultimate from Tamio if Bristly Bill had resolved. Our Discord is up on your screen. We announced our first ever 90s MTG Legacy Open. Details are posted in our Discord and other places as well. Go check that out. Event happening this summer in July in New York City. And our graphics department put this flyer together in like 5 minutes. All right, let's set up another poll for the chat to decide which match we will watch next. Your options will be Cloud Post versus Breakfast, Jeskai versus Is It Delver, Esper versus Teamer Beanstalk, or Miracles versus Bug Beans. Bug Beans. Soul Tie. 1 minute. Get your votes in. Audrey says, I was tired of Mika Spawn preventing from playing Control so I could prevent others from playing the game. Everything is back to where it should. Yeah, everything is exactly the way it needs to be, Audrey. Don't worry. Yeah. Death Tank has arrived. Less than a minute. Poll happening now in the chat for which match we will watch next. Get your vote in. Go check out our merch shop. Go check out our Patreon. Follow the Patreon for free. Make sure, folks, you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. That's also free. It would be a huge help if you would subscribe. Audrey says, have you talked about your favorite Tarkir card already? Wow. Do I have one? Well, okay. I'll say this. I barged into the LGS yesterday before the event. And I said, give me that 3-drop white dinosaur that stops abilities, and they were sold out. So that's how we feel for now. Cloud Post versus Breakfast up next. Magic Ads contributed 1050 channel points. Let's do it. What's up, Magic Ads? All right, diving in. Okay, joining us on the left is Ryan on Cloud Post. On the right, Yosef on Cephalid Breakfast. Magic Ads is here in the chat. Says that Ryan's shirt is on point. Audritz95 says, love the playmats. I don't think Legacy players even know what these playmats are. Like, if it's not like Recurring Nightmare and Mox Diamond, they have no idea what's happening. Look at that beautiful Dark Ritual. Is it the best art? Which one's the best? All right, Mulligan to 6 happened. Once upon a time. Ryan starting us off. Aviator knows what's up. Magic Ad says the OG art is the best, yeah. Cloud Post to start. We're doing it. We're Cloud Posting.
Turn 1, dinosaur.
You really don't know what I can play. That is Planner Nexus, one of my favorite cards from the past year.
I'm an aggressive mulligan.
There's a brainstorm for Yosef.
Happy to have gotten these days in time to play. Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
It's a Flooded Strand. We haven't yet seen any of the new special guest fetch lands on stream. Has anyone watching seen the new dragon skin fetches? I mean, those things, I'm tempted. I'm tempted. I already got my fetches. I'm not really one to upgrade my stuff or buy bling, really. I know there's like a misconception because I have like Invention Lotus Petals that I bling out my decks. I really don't. That's like the only bling cards I have. But the dragon skin fetches. He looks sick. No Man's in Core. Kozilek's Command. And try and kill that thing.
Yep. Make a scry one and drop.
So you're doing this for 2?
Doing it for 1.
Oh, the dragon skins are that expensive, Salty? I didn't realize that. Oh, forget it. I thought they were like $50.
Just because I want to show this.
I actually never looked at the price. I just saw pictures.
Sure. Go to me.
Why are you laughing?
I had to look over because I'm.
I will play Cavern Souls on Eldrazi.
Oh, I don't like that.
4 mana.
Cavern on Eldrazi play patterns. Here's Thought Not Seer, everybody.
That hurt a little bit, not gonna lie to you. Wonder what you're gonna take.
Thought Not Seer hurts. Tundra, Urza Saga. Whoa. Ryan, we need to see it too. Sorry, Cephalid Illusionist is taken. Throws the hand. Looked like the other card was Brainstorm and Force of Will. Cephalid Illusionist is gone. That was a big hit for Thought Not. Yeah, that was a SpongeBob Days before, or Mr. Krabs. I don't know anything about SpongeBob. I'll just be completely honest, and I mean that in no negative way whatsoever. I just literally don't know anything. Never watched the show. I've had a few local friends, like Magic friends, ask me about that. What? You never watched SpongeBob? I think it was just a little bit after my time. Like I was an older kid when SpongeBob was new, and I just wasn't really watching cartoons anymore.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'll go to speed 1 with max speed being 4. Yeah. Anytime I can sacrifice this to get my.
It's after my time. I'm sticking with that story. Thought Not Seer crashing in. Urz's Tower. Another Thought Not Seer. Thought Not Seer, one of my favorite cards. Maybe all time. It's up there, so I'm pretty excited about how this game is going.
Yeah.
2 for 2.
Alright, looks like a hand with Cephalid Illusionist again. The Illusionist is taken. Yosef tried to hide it. And Narcomoeba, Force, Tundra are the rest of the cards in hand. I've cast many Thought Not Seers in my day. I was playing a lot of Oath of the Gatewatch Standard, whenever that was. I played an Eldrazi deck in that format with Thought Not Seer, Matter Reshaper, Reality Smasher. Then I built, a little bit later on, my first modern deck, Modern Eldrazi Tron. One of my first modern decks. I like these Eldrazi. I'm an OG Eldrazi guy. Well, Actually, I guess technically the OGs were the Rise of the Eldrazi creatures, right? I wasn't really playing during Rise of the Eldrazi, so maybe I'm not OG actually. I take it back. What's the best thought knots here art? Yeah, there are a few now, aren't there? I mean, I have foils of the ones we see right now. I don't know. Yeah, there's like a special guest thought knots here also, right? There's special guest, secret lair, this one. Was it like in a commander set or something? I honestly don't know. It doesn't feel like a commander card to me though. It feels terrible for commander.
Swords, one of them.
Alright, Swords to Plowshares on one of the Thought Knot Seers. Aviator says the special guest Thought Knot is super cool. Alright, that is a Glimmer Post. Gonna gain some life here. There's a Store Championship Thought Knot as well. Okay. Okay.
One card in hand.
Karn, the great creator on the stack. This could be a problem. I'm such a fan of Karn as well. Karn Liberated was a big card in one of my first Modern decks, but going back to the 90s, Karn was definitely one of my favorite characters. From the lore. Which they don't care about anymore. They just make us play with Universes Beyond now. They don't care about us. They force us to play with bestseller Lord of the Rings. That's you. That's what you sound like. Alright, Karn has minused. It has found a Grafdigger's Cage. Grafdigger's Cage getting forced. Pitching Narcomoeba.
5/5 Murkrai.
Uh-oh. Cephalid Illusionist just hit the stack. That was a good draw.
I'll do it in 3.
I assume that was drawn just now.
Trigger.
All right, going through them milling little by little here. I think Yosef even just like accidentally milled 4 at one time, but I don't think it really matters. At least that's the way it looked. Dread Return is in there. Ryan just wants to look through what's left, I think, and I think this game has just ended. There's Thassa's Oracle. Yosef is up a game. Ryan had disruption with those Thought Knot Seers, but Yosef managed to find the combo anyway. Got 2 Cephalid Illusionists removed right out of the hand, but Yosef still managed to pull it off. The Cephalid Breakfast deck is good because it's consistent. According to the internet, it's still only 1.3% of the meta or something, but at the NYC locals, there are breakfast decks out there. You're going to play against it.
Warrior is concuss spells.
So it looks like Ryan taking a mulligan to 6 on the play here for game 2. Getting ready to go. Devourer of Destiny to start. Pre-game. Okay, exiled a One Ring, exiled a Yavimaya. Can't tell what that middle card is. Maybe a Kozilek's Command. Planar Nexus comes in. All right, Planar Nexus into Urza's Tower. Let's go. I'm rooting for Ryan here. Not gonna lie. Once upon a time, no spells yet. Another Urza's Tower was found. Pretty good.
Yep.
Aviator says Cloud Post is always the good guy. That's Karn Silex. This is a nasty one. Players can't pay life to cast spells or to activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. So no fetching. No Force of Willing.
Unstep, I'm gonna flash it. Number?
Yep. And now all this
I will plus one.
Yosef's going to fetch in response here. Alright, sounds like Consigned to Memory is counting Karn Silex, so that's countered. Consigned to Memory. In the Mecha Spawn meta was an important card. It looks like it will continue to be. Cloud Post trying to find its way in this post-ban meta. Mecha Spawn was a big part of this deck. There's Urza's Saga for Yosef. Ryan has been trying a few different cards. Tried Prime Time. Tried Thought Not Seer now. Just trying things. Trying to figure out how to replace the banned card. Thought Not Seer on the stack. Back like pre-MH3 times, the Cloud Post decks would run Elvish Reclaimer, Primeval Titan, Green Sun Zenith. Things kind of changed a lot after MH3 as far as Cloud Post decks. They also changed the mana base quite a bit, adding Urza's Tower, Planar Nexus. So the Thought Not Seer got forced, pitching Force. Urza's Saga now at 2.
I'm not gonna live to that.
So in a way, I would say that Cloud Post, at least the deck that Ryan's been playing, is a deck that feels like wasn't going to play around. Verdicts.
Yeah.
All right. In response to the fetch, Disruptor Flute, naming Urza's Saga, no constructs for you. What I was going to say was...
I'm playing another one. I'm going to name Nomads and Core. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Nomads and Core named with the other one. What I was going to say was the Cloud Post deck, at least the one that Ryan's playing, feels a little bit like it's under construction, trying to figure it out. What are those signs they have like in malls and department stores? Like, please excuse us while we, they'll have like a wall up so you can't see the construction that's happening. It's kind of how Cloud Post feels at the moment. So a Hedge Maze was found. Flute is on Nomads and... Nomads and Urza's Saga. Yeah, Shuko is probably going to be found by Urza's Saga, so that might have been better to name with the Flute. It's more likely to show up, it seems. We'll see how this works out.
It's gone horribly wrong when I'm losing to 14 levels.
I mean, if I can resolve him,
Yeah,
I'm still not. That was.
All right, Shuko's on the board.
He keeps silent.
ability.
Is Ryan in trouble?
And I missed a land drop couple of times. Yeah, sorry. That's just what the deck does. I missed doesn't have that many lands.
Okay, using floating mana from Urza's Saga. Ooh, Cephalid Illusionist. Yeah, the flute probably should have named Shuko. Twitch chat is right. May have Dismember. That's true. Shuko is sorcery speed. Allowing a mill now. This is post sideboard too, so Ryan could have disruption in hand.
Yes, you can.
I think you need something else to target.
No, you don't.
I think you do.
No, you don't.
I'm pretty sure you need to be able to target something else to be able to re-equip something.
Not for Shuko.
You could equip the same creature over and over.
If you're
Okay, players are discussing here. I remember this now. Can Shuko equip the same creature again? Ryan was not aware that you can. Ryan plays mostly competitive Modern. Just didn't know that interaction. But Yosef gets the match. Mills the library. Flashback Dread return after some Narc Amiibos. That's his Oracle. Win the game. GG's. Well played. GG's. Yeah, there was a little bit of a misunderstanding on how Shuko worked there. That's true. GG's. Was a little bit of a judge call at the end. Okay. We will be live again tomorrow. Don't miss our live stream tomorrow. Same place, same time. Be here. We've announced already the 90s MTG Legacy Open this summer. Details are posted in our Discord and other places as well. Go check that out. New York City, July 13th. Make sure YouTube can't figure their stuff out without you people helping out. They have no idea which channels on their own platform are any good unless you subscribe. So make sure you are subscribed to 90s MTG on YouTube and any other channels you really enjoy, to be honest with you. And stick around for a raid here. I will see everybody soon. Peace out.